Welcome back, everybody. Once again, you're listening to the Entrepreneurial Web. I'm your host, Jeremiah Fox, going live from New York City. But we're going to switch gears here. We're going to shoot in our plane known as Zoom Airlines and go to sunny San Diego, where I will be joined here by my guest, Dom Jackson. He is a personal trainer in San Diego, but he's also a very active gentleman on social media. He's got a really great positive message. And just to catch everybody up to speed, we're doing a fireside kind of roundtable this episode where we have a different guest each segment of the show. So just then we had Tea with Mike from Alberta, Canada. Now San Diego, Dom Jackson. And the message of the week, once again, you were the product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Since we can't hang out with nobody, we're taken to Zoom and the virtual world to get some of that positive energy. Dom, what's up? How you doing?
I'm feeling fantastic, man. That's a great message too. You really are the summary of the 5 people you're around. So I agree with that a lot.
Yeah. So that was a constant message in the martial arts school that I was training and teaching at prior to quarantine. And every day at the end of the class, there was some sort of message that was shared. And that one came up a lot. And that one just kind of stuck with me. And it's been a hyper focus for me in terms of my community and the people that I really started to associate with over the last 5 years. And I think it's a very true situation. But now we get this opportunity that we would never have gotten before. I've never been to San Diego, so this is the closest I've gotten.
It is. San Diego is beautiful, man. I was actually born in New York City too.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
I was born in the Bronx. So
nice.
I moved to San Diego last year in January, and I think I'm a West Coast boy at heart. Not gonna lie, man.
Gotcha. So were you in New York City that whole time, or did you move around a bit?
So I was born in New York City in the Bronx, and then I moved to New Jersey, to South Jersey when I was 13. So I lived there from 2008 to 2019, and I moved here. So I've been here for a year and some change. Wow, almost like 15 months now. But yeah, so I've been I'm still an East Coaster at heart, but California sun is getting to me, man. I'm loving it over here. I'm not gonna lie.
That's funny. I knew there was something I liked about you, though. I was like, this guy, he's different than those San Diego people I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of East Coast heart in here. It didn't go away. That's
awesome. Very cool. Very cool. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself. First of all, what are you drinking? Tea or coffee? It looks like tea.
I'm drinking tea at the moment.
What kind of tea? We just had Tea with Mike on, and he asked everybody that when they come on his show.
That's a good question. I'm actually drinking Wise Ape tea. It's actually one of the teas that one of my good friends, one of the people that I've met through do content and putting stuff out, was actually a member of my gym, but we met digitally before we met in person, and we found out we live in the same town, and he has a tea company, and it's like all functional teas. It's called Wise Ape tea, and my favorite one is the chocolate hustle one. It's like a cognitive focus tea. So I always drink this before a podcast or before I'm getting done some work to kind of get myself charged up, and I was like, I'm gonna be on air, so this is what I need to get myself focused.
Stay caffeinated.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man.
So tell everybody a little bit about what you do. You're a personal trainer, but you're also very active on many platforms. You have your own show. Give us the lowdown real quick.
Oh, yeah. So I've been a personal trainer for the past 5 years. I'm a nationally certified trainer. I've trained a bunch of different people. I traditionally train people that are like your industrial athletes, like your mom and pop. I don't train athletes, but people that are trying to keep themselves in shape, whether you're an accountant, a teacher, a nurse, people that are trying to keep their body the way they'd like to be, but still, help out people around the world. That's the people that I typically train. I was training in New Jersey, and then I moved out here and I had to start fresh, as part of the whole entrepreneurial grind. The cool thing was that, by putting out content and social media and stuff, I've been able to help people that won't train me, people that can't train with me anymore because I moved, can still get advice and tips from me without having to, see me in person, which is, I think it's huge. It's all about communication. So out here, I trained I was working at the 24-hour fitness out here. Kind of started from grind step one, new city, new town, kind of getting my face out there. So I was doing that for a while. And then when COVID hit, that was like, oh shoot, because personal training is the direct opposite of social distancing. The gym is the last place people are trying to go during this time, So between I've been setting up some online stuff, so helping people out with some coaching things, and I've been doing deliveries. So I do DoorDash now and Uber Eats, kind of get that cash flowing, because you got the grind doesn't stop, man.
Of course.
City never sleeps. You got to get it how you can. I've been doing a lot of things. So between my personal, while being a personal trainer, I started my own personal podcast,
Mhm.
and it was called the Fitness Fundamentals Podcast. The podcast was basically designed to take the fear out of fitness. So if you were someone who wanted to learn some things about fitness, it was kind of taking fitness, me interviewing people in the industry and breaking it down as simply as possible for you. But within that process, I kind of got like more of a feel of my media side of things. I really like enjoyed that, and I didn't want people, the way my podcast was set up, I didn't want people to come just for the fitness, like coming for like, oh, I want to know how to lose weight, I want to know how to do that, and get like some other things too. There were some other topics that I kind of wanted to venture on as well. So I changed the structure of my show, and I ended up doing it. I changed it again to I call it the Dom Jackson experience. Play off Joe Rogan, except it's Dom instead of Joe. And on that one, I was interviewing people from all different types of fields that I enjoyed and like thought had good ideas. Um, and with that, that had to change up again. So I had to pivot again. So now I'm doing a live stream show on Instagram. I call it On the Mic with Dom. And I'm doing something similar to this, kind of talking to people, getting their stories, enlightening people, whether it be fitness advice, motivational tips, positive message, do whatever we can to keep ourselves uplifted, physically, mentally, spiritually, whatever Lee you want to put in there, you got to get better.
Fantastic. Yeah, I've kind of noticed that, like watching your progression, and I like how you diversify things where you do some posts which are strictly, you just do fitness instructionals that are short, they're sweet. This is how you can do this at home. But then you bring somebody on your show that's like completely unrelated to fitness, but the message and the inspiration is still there. And that was one of the things that drew me towards you immediately, because
Appreciate that.
like I said to Mike on the last segment, I was just strictly working in the street, boots on the ground, had no digital presence at all. And I got a little bump right before this all happened, like a little nudge, like you should start doing this. Nobody knew what was going to happen, but it's made the biggest difference. And like I asked Mike on the last segment, what kind of advice could you give to people? I mean, because personal training is often done, you're usually together, right? But a lot of people are doing it differently now. There's actually a lady, my wife takes her class. She's here in Brooklyn. She was a trainer before, working in a gym, and everything shut down. And she just started doing stuff out of her apartment, Zoom every morning. It's Toning with Tara. Look her up on Instagram at toning.with.tara. It's really fantastic. She's got people calling in from all over the country, and she has motivated so many people. She's not asking for any money. She's just doing it. And like, people are calling, like, well, this lady called my wine store the other day to buy a gift certificate for her. Didn't even know her. It was just like, I need to buy a gift certificate to this lady. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's her name? And she tells me, and I just start laughing. And she's like, I just started doing her show, and she's just so great. And it's like, this is how it's done. So what kind of advice could you give? Like, similar scenario for you? Have you experienced anything like that?
That is how it's done. That is how it's done. Yeah. So basically, as far as like what I recommend, as far as from a fitness standpoint, everyone has their own different level and their own different, scale, what they can do and what they can't do. But consistency is the biggest thing overall. So, if walking is what you can do at the moment, if you can walk 20 minutes one day and then 20 minutes the next day, that consistent habit of walking leads to your goal. Now, I'm big on like, stacking things up like building blocks, block by block by block, step by step. So, the first week could be walking, or it could be the first month, depending on where you are. It starts off as walking, then it's walking with squats every 10 steps. You can't build off each thing with each step that you do. So what I'd recommend people doing is, see where you are, like whatever you're trying to do, get started something consistently. So if you want to do 30 days of squats, 30 squats in 30 days, that's like something simple I have people do to start off with. For people that are kind of like in that stage of like, I don't know if I want to work out or not, there's like, there's levels to it. But for anyone out there who is kind of trying to figure out how to get better and more stuff, there's definitely a lot of things you can do at home. For instance, one thing that I do, I like to do like it's a CrossFit term called AMRAPs. So I'll pick 5 exercises that I like doing, let's say squats, push-ups, crunches, leg lifts, and mountain climbers, okay? And I'll do 20 of each of them. And the reason it's called this AMRAP is because it's as many rounds as possible. So I'll set a timer. So for 20 minutes, I'm gonna do as many rounds as possible of these 5 exercises. Now, the reason this is so great is because, one, you already have a time set up. So like the whole I don't have enough time thing, you can set that time however you want to. So if you want to make it 5 minutes, you can make it 5 minutes. You want to make it an hour, you can make it an hour. You have that power and that control to do it. The second reason that is great is because you have something to track. So you got all these exercises done within, you got all these 5 exercises done within 20 minutes. So you can see how much time you spend on each one. So let's say week 1, you know, you only got 4 rounds. All right, week 1, 4 rounds. You know, write that down in your little training diary. 4 rounds done. Week 2, I got 4.5. You know, now you have something you can measure yourself to see you're getting better. Because the last thing you want to do in a time like this is be like, oh, woe is me. I can't do this. I can't do that. And, you know, I'm big on focusing on what you can control and keeping yourself, you know, as active as possible, positive as possible. So having something that you can control, first of all, you know, the timing of what your workout's going to be, 2, the actual exercise inside the workout, and then 3, seeing a way for you to progress. That's where the fun is. You know, in the entrepreneurial game, fitness game, it's all the same thing. It starts off kind of rough, like, oh, it's kind of weird. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, but the second you go through that barrier of like, I like this, you're like, oh man, I can't wait. You know, like one of the things, just on the content side of things, I was pretty nervous to go on live stream for a while. Like, I was something I wanted to do for myself, but like I was like, I don't know how to do this. It's kind of scary. And this last week yesterday. Yesterday was the 3rd week I actually did like my show. I call it On the Mic with Dom on my Instagram Live. Mm-hmm. And you know, even doing something like this right now would have been horrifying to me a couple of weeks ago if I didn't start doing the training of the live stream of my shows to this. So whether it be I really like relating things to fitness because I feel like once I got myself more acclimated physically, anything else that I did, I was like, okay, you know, it's just doing push-ups again, it's just doing squats again, it's just running again, you know, going through that process of being like, this sucks at the moment, it's horrible, like, I'm horrible at this, it's not where I want to be, but if I stick to it, I'll get better. But once you get better, once you get to that breakthrough, like, all the fun's on the other side.
Yeah, man, beautiful. You just tied those two. I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? And you went straight from fitness to business, like seamlessly. Walk off home run, man. That was awesome. Thank you. Well, we're gonna have to move on. We got another round coming up here in just a moment. Where can people find you?
Thanks so much for having me. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Dom Jackson Fit, on Twitter at Dom Jackson Fit as well. I even have a TikTok too at Dom Jackson.
Which is dope.
I got my name, so like, but it's Dom Jackson on anything, and then Fit depending on what it is. But if you type in Dom Jackson, you should see me. Type the F, you'll get the Fit. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Hey, thank you. I look forward to connecting again in the future. All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to zoom it back to Jamaica, Queens here in a few. We'll be back in a few. You're listening to the Entrepreneurial Web.